This MacBook was released way back in 2017. That makes it 8 years old. But still, I'm using this as my primary device. I didn't bought this in 2017. I just bought this in 2023. But from that very day, I have been using this machine every single day. Now, the first thing everyone notices about a MacBook is its sleek design. It is unibody aluminum, and even today, you get laptops which are poorly built. I mean, if you look at the after sale market value, then for design, you are getting 10 out of 10. Now, in design, there is a flaw, and it's ports. You only get two ports which are Type C. And if you are someone who used laptop on a desktop setup, then it's not for you, my friend, because you always need one to be plugged in a charger. Now, there is luckily a solution, and it's a dongle. But whenever you're going out, you have to keep a dongle with yourself. Now, let's open it. Now, let's talk about Trackpad. This is simply the best trackpad of all time. I have used multiple Windows devices, but the moment I got this laptop, the first thing that got me into it was Trackpad. Once you use this trackpad, there's no going back. And gestures makes it even more productive and more unique, because you won't be able to do that gestures on mouse or any other pointing device. I have tried many laptops in stores like the Samsung, Asus or Microsoft, but none of their trackpad stands out to this one. But at the end, in terms of trackpad, Apple wins this game by a great margin. But the keyboard on this device is not the best at all. It's one of the worst keyboards from Apple. It's the butterfly switches. You may have seen a lot of videos on the internet of this keyboard having sticky keys or some of problematic keys because of the dust and debris getting under their mechanism. But luckily I haven't found any of these problems with my MacBook. The MacBook which I have got Core i7 2.5 GHz with 16 GB RAM and 256 SSD. Now, storage is the only problem out of these, because 256 GB SSD is not enough. But luckily, you can buy an SSD and it will cost you around £80 for 1000 GB. MacBook displays are really beautiful. Now, it's not top of the line because it's not OLED or high refresh rate display, but for normal day-to-day use, it's great. And also the brightness. It is bright enough that you can do some work outdoor. The colors are really accurate on this display, and also I got the 13-inch model, and I think that's the perfect size for doing everything, because it's really portable, but at the same time you're not missing out on the size. It is really versatile and can be used for almost everything, for watching movies or doing your MS Excel, Word, documenting, writing, scripting. This bad boy is 8 years old, and after 583 battery cycle counts, this device still gives me 4 hours of web browsing and media consumption. Now, the biggest downside for MacBooks is its gaming capabilities. Can you game in this device? Simple answer, no. You literally cannot play a single game on this device, other than the Dino game if the internet's not working or you disconnect yourself. Now, in general, every single Apple computer like Macs, MacBook or iMac, they are not made for gaming, and nobody's buy them for gaming. Even the M series like the M1, M2, M3, M4, even the M4 processor is not for gaming. I mean, no one buys a Mac for gaming. Now, will I recommend this laptop for someone? My honest answer will be no, because it does not stand with the 2025 standards. Now, if you are really tight on a budget, then this laptop is really good for students who don't need to do any hardcore like video editing, photo editing. The only things they do is Word document, MS Excel, or watch movies, and that's it. They don't do any hardcore stuff like video editing, because this is what happens when you run DaVinci Resolve on it for 30 minutes. Yeah, it heats up really quickly and it's not for a heavy task. Nowadays, I will recommend everyone to go for at least the M chipset MacBooks, and especially if you're on tight budget, then you can look for MacBook Air M1, because you can buy that used on the market for around 250 to 350 pounds depending on the model. Intel MacBooks are outdated and it barely runs any heavy software. After 60 minutes of editing on this device, I will take a break for around 10 to 20 minutes to let it cool down and come back and edit my video. The speakers on this device is great, but on the other hand, the webcam on this device is unusable. I would at least recommend you to go for the M models, which are 2020 and afterwards. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.